Good morning, restaurant owners. We are live on Facebook for this week's training on financial management for your restaurant, improving profits and cash flow. Let me share my screen and we will get started with this week's topic as soon as I can find the share button. There we go. Okay. All right. This week's topic, hidden profits, simple tools to slash food costs without cutting quality. You know that every percentage point of food costs that you save goes straight to the bottom line. Unlike when you try to increase revenue, which we're always trying to do, only the gross profit percentage minus all your operating expenses, that's what goes to the bottom line. When you just improve your food cost percentage by 1 point, let's say you're doing $1 million a year in food sales, that's $10,000 that goes directly to the bottom line without any effort in trying to increase sales. Many restaurants waste 2 to 5% every month, but reducing food costs isn't about some genius trick. It's about consistency, visibility, and accountability. Simple tools used properly can unlock major savings. The key mindset shift here is that simple doesn't always mean easy. You've got to implement these ideas and implement them with your team and gain buy-in with your team. But it does mean it's possible and it's powerful. Now, I'm always going to talk about budgeting. That's the number one tool that restaurant owners need to improve their profits and cash flow. So if you budget a detailed monthly budget over the next 12 months, just setting that intention of lower food cost by budgeting often leads to smarter behaviors across the board. Okay, we're going to cover today inventory systems, a waste tracker, a key item tracker, and projecting sales. So the inventory system is the foundation for cost control. Quite frankly, if you're not taking inventory, at least monthly in your restaurant, you're flat out guessing on food cost percentage. You're not managing your food cost percentage. You're just guessing that based on my ingredients and what my markup is, this should be my food cost. Taking inventory is the only sure way to nail down that number. So step one is to organize your label and label your shelves. If you've got a mess, that's wasted time and money. So organize your shelves, label everything, and then build a shelf to sheet system so that your count sheets follow directly with how your storage is laid out. And a monthly inventory should not take much more than an hour. Include everything that you prep or make in-house. So this is the first step to setting up detailed menu item costing. The two things that most independent restaurant owners need, most importantly, are a budget and detailed menu item costing. What are the two things that most independent restaurateurs don't have? A budget and detailed menu item costing. So setting up this inventory system and measuring everything you prep and make in-house by the ingredient, the quantity, and the cost of those ingredients so that you have a set cost per quart of in-house made salad dressing or what have you, that has to be part of your inventory. You should also consider inventory software. Of course, in today's day and age, many point of sale systems have an inventory feature. We prefer the bill pay system that we use for our restaurants is called Margin Edge. Inside of Margin Edge is an inventory system. And the beauty of Margin Edge is that every time you feed Margin Edge an invoice from one of your food suppliers, it extracts every single line item on that invoice and keeps track of those costs. So it's continually updating costs, and it is the best way to manage your inventory. So no inventory means no real food costs. And the food cost formula is your beginning inventory, whatever your levels were at the end of the month on June 30th, you took an inventory, plus your purchases, whatever you purchased throughout this month of July, minus your ending inventory at the end of the month. That's your actual usage, your real food usage. And that food cost percentage for the month is that usage divided by gross sales. So now that we have the formula for really understanding what your monthly food costs are, and this applies to beer, wine, liquor, and non-alcoholic bev as well. Each of those should be counted separately, and each of those should be tracked separately. So now that we have this inventory system, how do we start to reduce our food cost and manage our food usage better? The first step is a waste tracker. It's stopping the death by 1,000 cuts. Track what's wasted. Use a simple clipboard system, paper and clipboard system, record what's wasted, how much and why. Low Tech works perfectly here, although Margin Edge does have a waste tracker system built into the app, and maybe your point of sale system may as well, but Low Tech works perfectly here. So you start to build that information to identify patterns. Look for recurring issues, over portioning, dead plates, spoilage, and hold daily and weekly team debriefs so that everybody's on the same page and understanding where waste is happening. And make it team-led. This is not a gotcha tool. It's a coaching opportunity. Team ownership drives better results. So let me pull over a sample of a waste tracker just so you get the idea here. I need to blow this up a little bit so we can all see it. Okay, it's simply recording on each day. July 2nd, 2025, it's Wednesday. What time something occurs, what is the item, how much, and what was the reason for the waste, a drop or a spill, the employee involved in that, or the employee who discovered that, and the manager at the time. Now, if you know the cost, you can put it in here. But what we want to do is take this daily sheet and submit it to the accounting department and let them identify the cost, unless you really do know the cost. But they will identify the cost for each of these wastes and track that. Another example is at 1:30, a case of lettuce was found spoiled by the employee and the manager on duty at that time. 5:30 at night, 4 fillets were taken by the owner. You've got to track that kind of stuff. I don't advise doing that. Don't pillage your own inventory by taking some nice fillets home to cook for the backyard barbecue. But if you do, at least identify it on the waste tracker. Okay, that's enough on the waste tracker. Let's move on to the key item tracker. So this is helping you focus on what matters most. You want to choose this, and this is a weekly tracker, a daily tracker, I'm sorry. Choose the 5 to 10 high impact items. That's where I got weekly from. You want to focus on the same items every week or per week. You can choose a second set of items next week. You're kind of spreading this out over your most important inventory items. And it says 5 to 10, but 5 is enough. So what are the high impact items? Steaks, salmon, avocados, whatever's pricey and easy to waste or steal, or include the items that you cannot run out of in your restaurant. So it's tracking per shift, and it's the beginning count, the amount used. We're going to look at a sample here as well. Ending count, and it's simple but powerful. So again, it's not another gotcha tool, but it builds staff trust. It helps honest people stay honest, and it helps hardworking people learn a better system. So the honest staff love this system. It protects them from blame and creates accountability across your team. So you want to match the waste log. Any variances, let me back up. If you find variances in this key item tracker, which we're going to see here in a second, those variances should match what's happening on your waste log. So let's take a look at the key item tracker. And again, blow this up a little bit. So again, July 2nd, Wednesday shift, it could be all day, or you can do it by shift AM, PM. So you simply identify the item. Let's go with a turkey burger. What's the opening count? We had 6. We prepped 8 today. That gives us a total of 14. We started the day with 6. We prepped 8. We actually sold 10 today. Whoops, put that in the wrong spot. We actually sold 10. And our ending inventory is 6. That means we should have 6 at the end, or let's say it's 8. That means we should have, this is not working right. It's not calculating. Let me reset it. This is a Google Sheets, and you could build your own Google Sheets by this. Well, anyway, let's look at the print version. If you're going with the turkey burger, opening is 8. We prepped 6. Total available is 14. We sold 10. We should have 4 left. If we only have 2 left, we've got an over and short of 2. That 2 over and short should track to something in the waste tracker, or you've got a problem on your hands. Let's do something else. A 6-ounce bag of shrimp. We started with 4, we prepped 15. That gives us 19. We sold 10. We should have 9 on hand. And if we have 9, then there's 0 discrepancy over and short. You get the idea. So that is just building accountability. Not everything needs to be tracked on a weekly basis. Rotate your 5 to 10. 5's probably enough. Focusing mainly on your high ticket items, your high impact to your bottom line. This one tool in itself can save you percentage points on your food cost. Weekly sales projections. Stop driving blindfolded. Project your weekly sales as you're building your schedule for the week, as well as building what you're purchasing for the week. Consider using AI tools. Margin Edge has an AI tool to project out the next 3 months of sales, and you can look at it by week. It factors in events, holidays, weather patterns, and it gives you a good idea on where to start so that you know what to order during the week and you're avoiding waste and spoilage. The key item tracker is going to start to help you identify par values on your high ticket items so that you know at what levels we really should be at all times. It's going to help you also, between the key item tracker and the waste tracker, identify where you have spoilage because you're overbuying. So using projections to avoid over-ordering and running out of key items, balance inventory levels with anticipated demand, never run out of important items on your menu again, never 86 again, and protect your guest experience while controlling cost. All of this just makes sense for you to implement some of these procedures. Okay, your path to hidden profits. You're going to start with the inventory system so you know what's going on in your kitchen at all times. What levels are your supplies? You're implementing the waste tracker so you know what you're losing to waste and why. And the key item tracker helps you control what matters most to your bottom line, those high value ticket items, and helps you identify that they're being maintained correctly and inventoried correctly. It also helps you start to identify par values as we talked about. And then you're looking at sales projections to plan ahead for better results, using those par values so that you're never running out of key items on your menu. So pick one tool and commit to using this every week for the next 30 days. I would start with setting up your inventory system and then just kind of work around the circle. So over the next month, start to organize your storage area so that it's crisp, clean, well labeled, and then build an inventory sheet so that it matches the way your storage is laid out. And you can start to do those inventories every month, within an hour. And some of our restaurants have implemented this on a weekly basis because they really want to pinpoint their purchasing and not overbuy and not have any waste to spoilage. So book an introductory call with us to analyze. We'll schedule our call, and we'll create a plan. We'll identify specific opportunities in your restaurant to implement these tools, where maybe would be the most effective to reduce costs, what's the low-hanging fruit, and we'll transform your cost control processes and watch your profits grow. Watch your profits grow. I'm going to leave a comment below this live video with a link to my calendar, and I would look forward to talking to you. And that is the end of today's weekly live training. We'll see you next week again. Have a happy 4th of July.